The moment I stepped into the restaurant, the warm lighting, familiar smell of grilled steak and soft jazz should have made me feel at home. This was our place. The place where we celebrated anniversaries, where she once held my hand across the table and whispered she couldn't imagine life without me. But tonight, the atmosphere felt wrong. The kind of wrong that punches you in the chest before you even know why. And then I saw her, my wife, dressed in the same red dress she wore on our first date, laughing with a man I'd never seen before, her hand lightly touching his forearm, the same way she used to touch mine. For a moment, I just stood there frozen. The world around me blurred, chairs scraping, silverware clinking, waiters moving. Everything faded into silence. My blood turned to ice as she threw her head back, laughing at something the man said. Completely carefree, completely happy. As if she wasn't married, as if I didn't exist. And then, as if sensing a shift in the room's energy, she turned. Our eyes met. Her smile vanished instantly, like someone ripped it off her face. She went pale, the kind of pale that only guilt can produce. She stood up so fast her chair toppled over. "What are you doing here?" she whispered urgently, rushing toward me. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. The fear in her eyes told me everything I needed to know. She wasn't shocked because I saw her with another man. She was shocked because she didn't expect to be caught tonight. The man slowly turned, confused, watching her panic with growing interest. I walked forward calmly, every step controlled. My heart beat steady even though my chest burned. She reached for my hand, but I moved it away gently. That small gesture hit her harder than a slap. Her lips trembled. "Please don't make a scene," she whispered. "It's not what it looks like." The oldest lie in the world. And she knew I wasn't stupid enough to believe it. The man stood up now, clearing his throat awkwardly. "Is everything okay?" he asked her, placing a hand on her shoulder like he had the right. She flinched, not from his touch, but because I saw it. I saw everything, every detail, every truth she tried to bury. And I realized in that moment they weren't strangers. They were comfortable. Too comfortable for this to be innocent. For a second, I remembered the same restaurant 2 years ago. She sat across from me, tears in her eyes as she told me she felt safe with me, that I was the only man who made her feel understood. I remembered the way she squeezed my hand when I surprised her with a weekend getaway. The way she kissed me outside in the rain, laughing, telling me she'd love me until her last breath. That memory made tonight hurt 1,000 times more because the woman sitting across from this man wasn't the woman I married. I finally spoke. My voice calm enough to make her knees weaken. "I'm not here to make a scene." She swallowed, relieved for a split second until I reached into my pocket. Her eyes widened in horror. She recognized the envelope before I even pulled it out. Her lover's expression changed too. Confusion turning into suspicion. I placed the envelope gently on the table between them. She whispered, trembling, "Please don't open that," but I already had. I slid the stack of printed photos onto the table. Photos of her at hotels, photos of her entering his car late at night, screenshots of messages she thought she deleted, all time-stamped, all undeniable. The man stepped back like the ground under him had cracked open. His eyes darted to her, then back to me, realizing exactly what he had walked into. Her face broke, first into shock, then fear, then complete and utter devastation. "You hired someone to follow me," she choked out, voice cracking. I nodded once. Controlled. "You built a double life," I said softly. I just finally turned on the lights. The man looked at her, disgusted, betrayed in his own way. "You told me you were divorced," he hissed. The entire restaurant had gone quiet. Diners watching the drama unfold like a movie. She dropped to her knees beside me, gripping my hand, tears streaming down her face. "Please, please don't do this. I can explain everything. I made a mistake. I was confused. I swear I still love you." Love. That word sounded rotten coming from her mouth. Because love doesn't require secret hotel rooms. Love doesn't require lies, whispered to another man. I gently pulled my hand away. "The divorce papers are filed," I said. "And the house will be empty by morning. I'm leaving, not because of what you did, but because of who you chose to become." She sobbed harder, her hands shaking uncontrollably. The man walked away without another word. A shame for even being part of this. She reached for me again, but her fingers touched nothing but air. I leaned down to her trembling, broken form and whispered, "You ended this long before I walked in tonight. I'm just giving you the ending you earned." Then I stood up straight, turned around, and walked out. Past the silent diners, past the stunned waiters, past the door of the restaurant where she once kissed me like our love could conquer anything. Behind me. She screamed my name, her voice echoing through the room, cracking, begging. But I didn't look back. Not once. Because some endings aren't tragedies. Some endings are freedom disguised as heartbreak. And tonight I chose freedom.